Out amongst us. Thank you for taking time out of your evening to join us tonight. And we're about to call this meeting to order. Just as a note, we cannot act on this evening, but we did receive a resignation earlier this week from one of our board members. And so that brings our membership down to 5 members. And so 3 is quorum, and so I do call this meeting to order. Present are Andrea Newsom.
Present.
Jim Hollowell.
Present.
Jan Mills, present. Absent are Marcia Duffy and Steve Andrews. Before we get the meeting started, if we could go ahead and have an invocation, if you would rise. Jim Hollowell will do the honors, and then we'll follow that with our pledge.
Father, we thank you for another day you've given us and all the blessings that go with it. We thank you for this opportunity to get together as a community to deliberate on affairs of the city. And we just ask that you be with us and give us the knowledge and wisdom we need to make the best decisions for the whole of Winnsboro. In Christ's name we pray.
Amen. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Okay, first item of business this evening are staff reports. Items 4.1 are staff reports from our Main Street program. Brenda Buck.
Wow, we are way up here close to you guys tonight. I like that. Very cool. Good evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So these are just fresh off the press. Actually, they were delivered over the holidays, and I got them last week. So these are new brochures from the Northeast Factory. I have 3. One look at it. And there's more. More. So, as you saw in the report, I mean, we had the Christmas parade. It went really well, even though it was raining. It was really exciting, and I was so proud of the chamber because, you know, it's hard to make those decisions in those moments when it's threatening rain. They followed through with it, and it was still packed on the streets.
It was a fabulous parade.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. So I'm very proud of them. Open mic night and sip and shop. We had that again starting in January. That was last week. And we had 14 performers and 52 people in the audience. Guys, it is still going strong. So for being January, we're usually a little bit slower, but we are trying to get over the slow seasons and beef this up because we found out from that trial that we had with fencing, geofencing, and how many people are in town, that January is one of our biggest months of visitors. I could have never called that. I don't necessarily know that it's one of the biggest sales months for us. I don't know. We'll see. The word is still out.
Everybody's broke from Christmas.
That's right. But we have people here. And so while they're here, we're really trying to kind of wrangle that, get over that hump to where we just don't have downtime like that. I won't read this to you. I know you guys have that. But the other thing that I think is really exciting is the fact of our numbers. Our numbers have changed from the last time I reported, which, what was that, November? No, we made it December,
October.
didn't we? Was it October? Wow. Okay, so our numbers have changed since October, and that didn't make the report. But right now we stand at only 4% of our buildings for sale. We have 2 buildings, that's it. Guys, that's cool. I don't know about you, but that's exciting. We still have about 11% that's underutilized, but, you know, that's okay. We closed that gap too, because we were at 17% 2 months ago. We have several places that are going to be opening in the next few months, so we're kind of excited about that. We are up to 238 employees in the district, full-time employees. That doesn't count part-time, and that does not count our new businesses that are coming on. So we're kind of moving up the scale. I've got to tell you, I'm kind of excited about that too. So anyway, that's Main Street by the numbers. The new brochure that you have in your hand is the Northeast Texas Tourism Council booklet. They have up to their game also. They are getting approximately 1,000 hits. Oh, let me make sure I tell you that right. I don't want to tell you that wrong. Because there's hits and there's people that stay on for a long time and blah, 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 and all that good stuff. So let me read it. Oh, here we go. So they get over 1,900 requests every day for these brochures. They get an average of 434 people that are hitting that website, and they are staying an average of 4 minutes and 51 seconds on the website. So they are upping their game also. That's been pretty fun to watch them and to be a part of that. They have not raised the rates for us, so we are still part of that original group that started with them 3 years ago is when we started doing the brochure with them. And that's a pretty good investment. I think we're sitting at $1,500 for just the base price. And for every additional event that we put in there, we pay about $200. And this year we paid for one extra. We had an earlier deadline this particular year. Usually they wait until December before they print these, but the prices were increasing so rapidly, we had to have those in October. We got 6 events put in there. So anyway, that'll be spread out. They're up to 35,000 that get distributed, hard copy, and then the rest is what's requested online. So it's getting out there. All right. So do y'all have any other questions? That's really kind of all I have for now.
Thank you. We
All right.
appreciate the report. As a report, there should be no action item that is required on that. Moving on to item 5 on the agenda, that is our comments or concerns from citizens, council, and media. At this time, the public can address the WDC board on any subject. However, the Texas Open Meetings Act prohibits the board from discussing issues which the public has not been given 72 hours notice. The act does not entitle the public to choose the items to be discussed or discuss about items on the agenda. Those wishing to address items not on the agenda may do so. However, the board shall refrain from all comments and may, at their discretion, refer the item for research, resolution, or to a future agenda item. Speakers must sign up with the city secretary prior to the meeting being called to order and shall be given 3 minutes maximum to speak on all matters of concern. Is there anyone from the audience who would like to address the board at this time with any comments? Okay. If not, we will move on to item 6 on the agenda, consent items. We are close to having financials for approval, but do not have those at this meeting. I can tell you we do have a healthy balance and should have financials for us at the next meeting or two, hopefully. Okay. So our only consent item for this meeting are our minutes from our last regular meeting that was held in October.
Accept the minutes as presented.
Okay, Jim has made the motion to to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second it.
We have a second by Andrea. Any discussion or questions amongst the board? All those in favor of accepting the minutes as presented?
Aye.
Any opposed? If not, that motion carries. The next item on our agenda is a public hearing for the Texas Commission on the Arts Grant Match Project. And I need to note that we are going into public hearing and public comments at 5:46 p.m. Is there anyone from the audience that would like to comment with the board regarding the request by the Cultural Arts District for the grant match? We have no one here to make a comment for or against in public comment. And so at 5:46 p.m., I will close the public hearing. Okay. Thank you for your brevity. We appreciate that. Moving on to item 7.2, consider the funding request for the Texas Commission on the Arts grant match from the Cultural Arts District. I know this was discussed at a previous meeting and it was approved to support this by the board, but we are required under laws and guidance to have the public hearing, which we just held. So I guess we now, having heard no comments other than support for the project, is there someone who can actually come and just present the request one more time in summary to the board? The way those in the audience will know.
Sure. So the request was made to the Texas Commission of the Arts for $180,000. Actually, for our part and for their part, so that $360,000 request, we did not get that. We did not receive that. We received $90,500 with a match, and so a total of you're asking me to do math tonight, $181,000 total. So what we did is we went back. It was a utilities project, and it is burying all of the utilities up under the ground and repairing anything under the ground during that period of time. We had to scale it back. And so what we put in there for the final request that they accepted was to do the electricity, to get the electricity underground. So, yeah, that's where we're at the moment. We feel like it would be a big improvement to have that underground because then we can do some things like put a Christmas tree. At this point, if we put a Christmas tree, it'd have to be kind of small. We'd have to get under that line. We don't want a small tree. We want a big tree. But anyway, kind of looking at the future of that and what that looks like, we feel like that would really be beneficial. We also feel like it would help the Arts Center, and what they're trying to do and getting their stuff up and going and all that good stuff. So in combination with that, there's a lot of people that are utilizing that space down on Market Street now, and this would just kind of take us to the next place.
And that is last under Market Street.
It is going under Market Street. So, yes, in that Market Street area. And there's I don't know if you've looked, really, we could have had show and tell, I guess. I think I've showed each one of you individually, but it's a nest. I mean, it is a big nest of lines that goes down there. And it doesn't look real attractive, but not even just that. It's not as user-friendly. So once they're under the ground, yeah, we can string lights, hang lights.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
And you might not know the answer. Does that also include, because if you're, of course, taking up the ground, laying something back on the ground?
It does include that.
Okay.
It does. That's part of the whole
Just
deal.
curious.
No, and that's a good question.
I know, I'm thinking we're going to rip it up and whoops, and now we have another problem.
Yeah.
So that's good. Okay. Just checking.
In looking at what happened in 2021, goodness, can you believe that's been over a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's a legitimate question. We did not know there was concrete underneath all that asphalt. And once they started digging for those water lines, we hit concrete, that 18 inches of concrete, not just a little bit, it was a lot. So we had to kind of think through that this time too.
Right.
But now that we know it's there, we can
Okay. I was just curious.
work with that, so,
I
yeah.
figured there was a plan, but I
Yeah.
didn't know the plan. I was
It'll
just
be
curious.
asphalt, so asphalt will go
Okay.
back over it.
Are the total dollars enough to complete
Honestly, I don't
burying
know.
the
Honestly, I don't know.
utilities?
So at this point, it's the best guess that we have. We have not gotten final numbers from the electrical company, at least as far as I know.
The
As of
SWEPCO.
Yesterday.
Last
on
update
Friday.
is still a couple of weeks out for numbers.
So, you know, we're still kind of shooting in the dark with that. We're just relying on people that have done it before at this point, and we hope it will be. If not, we do have some other opportunities to kind of scale back just a little, but not a whole lot, because we're pretty much down to the bare brass tacks at this point.
You know, typically with a grant, they give us pretty strict guidelines of
They do.
when the project needs to be complete.
Yes.
Where are we in that
We're-
process?
We're barreling down that timeline really quick, because it'll be August 31st, 30th. It'll have to be done. Mhm.
That's doable.
This is a very unique grant, and with Texas Commission on the Art grants, they give you a lot of leeway. So, I mean, you have different things that you can apply for, and we've been applying for those capital improvements, which is very rare that they do that. Usually it's for the arts, and they do concerts and things like that. But, you know, they only have one ask, and that the project is done by August 31st, and all the bills are in and paid and all that good stuff. So considering in the whole landscape of grants, that's really pretty lenient, but sometimes it can be a challenge, and right now it's, you know, we don't know. We still have that as an unknown, so we'll see.
Okay.
Again, what was our match on that? What was
Our match is 90,500. Mhm.
90,000?
90,000.
90,500. Mhm. Yeah.
I know that the council has final approval of any recommendations that we make of this magnitude, and so at this time, we will entertain a motion from the board to make that recommendation to council for final approval.
Do you need anything else from me? All good? Awesome.
I move that we approve our match for the funding request for the Texas Commission on the Arts, on the Cultural Arts District for the relocation of the electrical lines.
We have a motion on the floor by Jim. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
And there is a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? If not, that motion carries. There being no further business to come before the board at this time, the next meeting of the WEDC Board of Directors will be held on February the 28th, 2023. All requests to be placed on that agenda must be completed and turned into City Hall before noon on Monday, 8 days prior to the meeting. The WDC Board of Directors reserves the right to adjourn into closed session. Notice is given of the possible quorum of the City Council that may take place at this meeting. No business transacted by the council at said time. Not real sure why all the City Council language is in here for the WEDC. I'm just reading along here. But if there's no further business to come before the board, if we could have a final motion to adjourn. Have a motion
I'll second.
and a second. I hereby declare this business meeting closed at 5:55 p.m. Oh, I thought we did.
What? What was it?